did. So I went ahead and just wrote my own in Haskell. The way it works is sort of like Xmonad. You have a config.hs file, and you write a little Haskell program that controls, that sets out the properties of your system, things like packages that are installed and things like that. So that's all very simple, and I wanted to show you the simple type that I started off with. Hello, I'm not a Mac guy. Okay, so it's very simple, just an IO result and a description. So I had that, and then I was like, well, I would sort of like to know what OS I'm running on, what IP address does it have, things like that. So I added an info field, which is like information that propagates back up to the host that this property is assigned to. And so that was all well and good, but then I ran into a little problem, and I'll skip the revertible property thing, which is that I had this ensure property function, which took a property, ran it in the Propeller's monad, and got a result, but this meant that the info didn't propagate back up to, so I couldn't see it, so I'd lose info. So to solve that, I pulled out the GATs, and I ended up with this type, which is a little bit nastier, but all it really is that a property has info or it lacks info. And that way I can only implement this for the ones that have info. So that's the type story for Propeller, but the rest of it is that I've implemented a fair few properties that you can use. This is like a 10% or a 5% time project for me for the past year or so. So, you know, it's getting patches now, adding more, so I haven't done all this. You can pretty much do anything you like with it. Future work, right now I'm teaching Propeller how to generate disk images. So you give it a definition of a system's properties, and it just makes a disk image file that you then boot, instead of just having to go run it on the machine. And in the far future, or a bit further on, I would like to deal with resource conflicts. If you have a bunch of properties, some of them might define web servers on port 80, and if you put these different properties on the same host, of course that's not going to work, but you only find out when it's 3 a.m. and you're modifying your Propellor.hs file. And that's kind of the theme, is I've been trying to find ways to avoid these mistakes at 3 a.m. So I asked on Stack Overflow, how can I deal with this at the type level and detect resource conflicts? I'd like some kind of type level list with, you know, say it has the port numbers in it or some kind of resource, and I don't want to duplicate any resource. And I got back very quickly a nice answer that tells me how to implement this. So I just have to integrate it in, and I think I'll have type level resource conflict detection. So yeah, that's really about it. I guess I'll take questions since I have 2 more minutes.
Questions?
No? Okay. So yeah, you know, this is, like I said, my second Haskell program, but I've already got into the GATs and a little bit of type level programming because I had to combine these has info or no info things. And I've really appreciated everything that Haskell's let me do. Simon has a question, maybe.
What problem is this likely solving?
I'm sorry, it's solving a problem like, it's a system provisioning problem. So Puppet and Chef provision a system by installing packages or putting files in place. No. More like I have a blank Debian install or something, and I want to make it work for whatever purpose I'm installing a server for.
About this, Simon. It's called "How to Take a Fresh Windows Machine to Make It Useful."
It's a sysadmin thing.
This with Haskell.
So yeah, so I'm trying to let sysadmins. So yeah, Right. So obviously, I can only guarantee so many things about your system being correct, but let's go as far as we can. That's the idea here. So thank you.